This is Vanessa Feinberg from Under Stage Lights. I'm your Miss Teen St. Albert World, and I'm here with Eric Solomon.
Hi.
So I heard about your little spiel trying to get here today.
Oh my God, that's our road story.
Do you want to reiterate it a bit for the fans?
I feel like I've done that like 20 times today, but I will. It's basically, it's like, I don't know. I was in a van driving, and we had to drive about 12 hours to get here. And 3 hours in, we're in this small town, and all it is one lane's this way and one lane that way, and there's just no side road where you can go anywhere. And as we're going downhill, there's cars in front of me and behind me, and we're going really fast. Like my engine light just comes on, and my whole car just shuts down, and the gas doesn't work, the engine won't turn on, and I'm looking at Dave. I'm like, what do we do? He's like, put it on neutral and just ride it. I'm like, okay, for how long? Until we have to, what if we go uphill and we have to go back? So miraculously a patch opens up and we park on the side, and we find out that there's no cell reception. So we have no idea what we're gonna do. We got all this equipment in the back. Eventually we find a way to get cell reception. We call CAA. Have no idea how to explain to them where we are, because all we saw is like a farm that says Arlene's 821 or something like that. We're like, we're at Arlene's. So eventually they found us, put us up on their truck, and took us to the one gas station that existed in that town. And we tried to call rental places, we tried all kinds of things. Nothing would take us anywhere besides for the only 2 cabs that were in that town. So we ended up taking a cab from Barrier, BC, to Edmonton for 10 hours, and shoving all our equipment in a small trunk in the car. At the end of the day, the show must go on, and it did.
All right. How do you think your ability to face adversity like you had to do today is represented in your album titled Antarctica?
Antarctica is my old album. Antarctica wasn't it was about adversity a little bit. What it was is like, the reason for the title is because I felt like, because I'm from so many different backgrounds. I grew up in the Congo. My parents are Spanish, French, Moroccan, Polish. I lived in Africa. I lived in Montreal. I lived in Europe. I just lived in Asia. I just felt a lot of times that I had so many different influences around me that I felt like I couldn't relate to a lot of people. I felt like I was separated from the rest, and it made me feel kind of like I was in an iceberg, frozen away from the world. And what Antarctica was basically is that I wanted to melt myself into the real world and just be part of what was going on. So that's what was then. This album now is actually, now I'm part of the world and I'm having fun. So it's more of a dance album, and it's actually called Time Bomb. The reason for it is because I've been waiting a long time to explode, and now this is my time.
Okay. When I tell people about you, I always say that you haven't really seen Eric Solomon until you've seen him live. So I just wanted to know, like, who you really attribute your, like, where you are right now as a performer, and who your inspiration is for that.
It's a really good question, because I have one idol that I'm obsessed about, and it's always been Prince. Prince, to me, since I was a little kid, has been an influence in my life. So powerful, because he's achieved so much on his own, and he achieved a way to get respect from the underground and fame in the masses. And I thought that that's one of the hardest links to do in this world. And as a performer, he's just absolutely brilliant. Always keeps you on your toes, and just always gives you something to go home and remember for the rest of your life. So Prince has absolutely been my biggest influence in my life for music.
You seem to be.
Thank you for that, by the way.
You seem to be a very fan-oriented artist, for
Yes.
sure. What would you say your best fan encounter has been so far?
Actually, it was today. Her name is Dorothy Sims, and she is one of the sweetest girls I've ever met. She's been following me since she saw me on the Stereos tour, and every 2 days leaves me a Facebook message that always ends up with, "I love you, you're my idol." And it's so sweet. Like, I don't think I've ever experienced such love from fans as I did after my Stereos concert. I just felt like I had to give back, because it's just like when someone opens themselves up to you like that and just gives you so much unconditional love, I feel like I'm the luckiest person in the world. So I'll do anything for my fans, and they are the most important factor in my music, hands down. And Dorothy Sims today came in the dressing room and she hung out with us, and she said she wants to be a singer, so she sung for us. She said she sang for us, and she started crying. It was such a beautiful moment. Such a beautiful moment.
Yeah, I've actually seen her on Facebook.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was on there today and I saw her say like, "Oh, I want to sing to you." So it's cool to see.
It was great.
Yeah.
We went to find her in the audience after we finished. I sent my friends and we brought her backstage to hang out with us.
That's cool. I read that you toured Asia before.
Yeah.
When you were younger. How would you say it compares touring Canada versus Asia? What's your experience like?
I can't really compare because the venue itself was different. The context was different. I was playing cover songs, and I think that as a musician it's great because it teaches you how to perform in front of an audience. I would say, Asia is a bit more reserved. Canadian audience is really, once they love you to death. You know, they're not afraid to show their love, and that's just amazing. That's been my experience so far. But to get that kind of love from doing your own music is miraculous, I would say. So I'm very lucky. I love my Canadian fans, absolutely.
So you have a couple singles out already. Yeah. What can we expect from you in the near future?
There's a new single coming out in about 3 weeks. It's called Addicted. I played it tonight, and I'm very excited about it, so look out for it. It'll be on iTunes, and we're shooting a really dope video for it, for Much Music.
Okay. Do you think you'll have the fans involved at all for the video?
The fans are always involved. We are constantly working new contests and new ways for them to be involved. It's a circular machine, you know. Without them, there's just no coming back to me. It's just like the way it works. So it's just like they are 50% of what I do, and we'll constantly get them involved. All they have to do is just keep looking out, and we'll find a way.
So what's the next big thing that we can expect from you?
That's a very interesting question. I think everything I do, I feel like is big because everything I do comes from my heart, and I give it 120%. So I don't feel like me doing anything is less than the other. It's almost like if you ask an artist, a mother, which one is your best baby? They all are. So for me, everything I do is my biggest thing, and I'm just gonna keep doing that for the rest of my life.
Thanks for sitting down with us.
You're welcome.
Do you have any other final thoughts that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I want to say thank you. Thank you very much for doing this interview. I appreciate it.
Thank you for sitting down.
And congratulations on all your success.
Thanks.